Hello there again, YouTube, and welcome back to another video. A little bit different in this video this time. I thought I would delve into my what is becoming quite a bit of an obsession into narrow gauge, 009 HOE, things like that. Always had a big interest in it, so much so that whoever watched the last layout update, whenever that was, you would have seen that I actually ripped up a lot of the layout and incorporated a miniature railway, if you like, narrow gauge railway within the common barn layout. I'll be honest, I'm absolutely hooked. Kits ready to run. I mean, the ready to run market now is massive. The kits have been an absolute joy. And just some salvages, things like that, things that need repair and giving a new lease of life. So I thought what I'd do in this video is just take you through some of the recent work that I've undertaken, because it has been quite a large effort of late. Like I said, it's overtaken a little bit. So I thought, yeah, let's go through some of the stuff that we've been doing. We've got some resprays, some kit builds, and like I say, some other projects. So I think we'll start with the locos, go through the kits, go through some ready to run resprays, and we'll check the whole lot out. So I'll jumble all the stuff around, and we'll start from the top. Okay, so bear with me 1 second. Okay, and we'll start with this. We'll start with the beast of the collection. Right, a very lovely diesel, this, exceptionally so. I have had this for some time, and it really has been, considering the size and the scale, it really has been probably one of the most standout, quality models that I've got. All the 00 gauge stuff, some really top-notch stuff in there, but this thing, for the size, the weight, the power, the level of detail, absolutely stunning. Now this is actually a Rocco model, and it is the Rocco, I think it's 2095 or 2095 class, which basically is just like a big Bobo diesel. And yeah, like I said, I had it some time, and I've always had the intention and the plan to put it into some kind of British Railway-esque livery. The original livery is Austrian. It's the Austrian OBB livery. So that's the red and cream colour schemes. But like I say, it's been that good, I've daren't do anything with it. I've had it a few years now, and I've always just ran it in its Austrian livery because I've just not really wanted to risk taking it apart, mucking it up, anything like that. Anyway, over the past couple of weeks, took the plunge. Like I say, it's the amount of detail, the amount of things that have to come off it during disassembly, just so you can get it back down to basics for a respray, was, absolutely mind-boggling. I had a box full of bits, absolutely full. But thankfully, the task was complete, and I am absolutely over the moon. It literally couldn't have gone any better. The whole respray was perfect from start to finish. No overspray, no leaking of paint, nice crisp masking. It really was, it turned out absolutely perfect. As you can see, the chassis has remained untouched, so the red rods there on the wheels, they are as is. But the body, like I say, was just a two-tone red and cream. Top half cream, bottom half red, all the way around. So we give it all a prime. Yellow ends first, full yellow ends, red beams, and then we got to work on the two-tone green paint job, which I think I've got away with. I did ponder doing the entire top half in the lighter green, but I think just that centre section there between the cab ends, I think it worked. And then we went for a black roof. I usually go for grey roofs, but on this one I thought, you know what, we'll go for black. And like I say, it's just really turned out absolutely spot on. Couldn't have wished for it to be any better. Handrails picked out in black. On the cab ends, door handrails picked out in silver. Only thing that it's missing for now is some transfers. I may carry on the British Rail-esque theme, maybe chuck a BR logo there in the middle. But but as is, just plain for now, and it's, yeah, it's doing the job, over the moon with it. Really big, powerful diesel, can pull absolutely anything, runs like a dream. So yeah, very much been my favourite project of late. So that's the first of 2 locos. I'll bob this one away and then we'll get the next one out, so just bear with. Okay, loco number 2. So we're heading back to my heritage, back to my roots, and we've got a shunter for you all. So we're going from the big beast down to the little fellow here. So what you're looking at there is a Bachmann Plymouth, not in N gauge but in the actual 009 scale. Now this originally started out in a, to me, what was quite garish. It was like a really dark green with a mustardy orange stripe band around the entire body. Not for me, that bit weird. So that definitely had to go. And the front end there that you can see, so I've actually fabricated that the front beam there. The previous owner had actually cut away the entire front end of the chassis and painted it red. Now the rear beam has some steps, and I think that's what he's trying to achieve. I think he's trying to just cut the steps away, so it's just a flat, flush front beam. But let's just say I think he used maybe a chainsaw or something like that to take the front off. And also on the running plate there was piles of plasticard, like squares of plasticard, about 10 layers stuck on top of each other, either side of the running plate, which I'm presuming he was trying to replicate some sandboxes. But again, just piles of squares in plasticard, all cut to different sizes and looked absolutely horrendous. So yeah, as soon as it got in my possession, the whole thing was taken apart, and obviously some refurbishment was needed. Now the front end, that is actually just a single resin piece, which is just like a narrow gauge buffer beam. I've obviously got that for something else at some point, don't know what it was for, but I never used it, and it happened to be slap by on the right size there for the front of this chassis. And then you can see there that I have just made up a little bit of a coupling hook, my DIY coupling hook styles that I like to add to things. So that sorted the front end out. The weird sandbox things, pliers, rip them off, sand down the chassis, the running plate, and thankfully you can't tell they were ever there. So we've gone for an all over orange with a grey roof just to break it up a little bit, and the entire chassis in black. The little silver exhaust you can see there sticking out the bonnet, I have added that. It did have some kind of domed, presumably air filter type thing on there, but it was a bit wonky, damaged, came out, and I had some aluminium 2mm tube, so I just popped that in there for an extra exhaust. Then it just had an all over dose of weathering, which to be fair has tied the entire thing in nicely. Again, a stonking little runner. It's not a loco I've come across before, but it's got a whopping great big headlight there on the top of the cab as well, just next to the horns, if you can make that out. But good project, come out well, weathering's finished it off, and it's just made a nice works engine. So they're the 2 locos that have undergone work of late in the narrow gauge fleet. So bob them away, and then we'll go on to some kits next, some kits that I've been putting together and painting up. So see you in a minute. Right, so the first of the kits, we're going to start with some brake vans. Now you'll have to forgive me, I can't remember for the life of me which railways these are meant to originate from or anything like that. I think the brown and red one there is from the Welsh Highland, and maybe the blue one, Festiniog, don't know, I'd 100% be guessing, but I'm not really bothered where they're from. Now these kits, all the kits that I want to show you are all Dundas models, and before I delve into what they all are and things like that, I would like to say that the Dundas kits are hands down the best kits I've ever come across. I'm always very wary of kit building. I've done a lot in my time, and I'll be honest, there's a hell of a lot of kits out there that just aren't worth anything, neither time or the effort. But these Dundas kits, sublime. All the ones I've done so far, slot together with ease, minimal, you know, prep work. Just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So I started with the blue one. If we look at this first, like I say, can't fully remember which railway it's from. But yeah, brilliant. So a bit of a long wheelbase brake van there. It was the Duckets that that drew me in, and I went for the pale blue because it's a bit of a Thomas theme, isn't it? Is the pale blue brake vans, and obviously, who don't like Thomas? Everybody's childhood. So I went for that. Like I say, nice narrow gauge colour. The running plates, the running board chassis into a black and the roof in grey. I did drill a little hole in the roof there and had a little chimney, which is actually the cartridge of a biro pen. And then the whole thing has gone all over weathering, and a tail lamp added. It came with the vac pipes, which again, very nice addition to the kit. But it weathered nicely, and all these kits as well run absolutely phenomenally. I'll also point out as well that all the kits that I do build, they all have my homemade weight edition, which is pennies. So not only does it add weight, but it also adds some value. So all the kits that I'm going to show you are all weighted down with 1 or 2 p's inside, which is just enough. So that was the blue one, and then this one, which, as I say, I'm pretty certain this one's a Welsh Highland one. Love this for its profile, skinny, very, very narrow, and I've been dying to do a brown brake van with the red ends for the narrow gauge stuff, so it went straight into that. Painted up wonderfully, really nice paint job. All the handles and things like that picked out in silver. Again, came with vac pipes, and I added the tail lamps to both of these brake vans. Again, if I switch it around, you can see a DIY coupling system. So there is just a little piece of wire there, which is just bent upwards, and that sits nicely for the standard ready to run couplings just to hook over the top. So they were the first 2 kits, couple of brake vans, very, very happy. Right, coaching stock, that's going to be the next part, starting with kits and then some ready to run. So I'll bob these away and we'll get onto those. Right, coach kits, 2 of them. Again, I'm hazarding a guess here and trying to remember back to the packaging, but I'm going to say both Festiniog. Don't know any narrow gauge professionals out there, I'm sure can correct me. But yeah, 2 of these. This one, the little short one, little dinky one, I believe is a Quarryman's. This one, it's a bit of a lower down profile, almost like a long wheelbase bug box, but like I say, can't remember the exact reference for these. Again, Dundas, start with a little one, so obviously that's what perked my interest, because it's just absolutely tiny and brilliant. Went together perfect as per, and again has the DIY coupling hooks there on the end. All the coaching stock I have put into my own red and white livery, which is just similar to a BR blood and custard, blood and cream, isn't it really? But again, it's kind of filtering into just giving it the narrow gauge railway of mine some kind of British flavour. These coaches look brilliant behind the 2-tone green Bobo diesel. So that was the chosen colour scheme. So we had the little dinky one, and then we have this one here, which is a longer wheelbase. Sorry about that, I was rudely interrupted there. So yeah, this other one, which is a longer wheelbase, again Festiniog, I think, and it's gone into the same livery. Again, pennies inside, grey roofs, black ends, red and white paint job, handrails picked out in silver, door handles, things like that. The only thing missing from all these things that I've shown in this video is transfers. Like I said, maybe a BR logo on the green diesel. These will be similar, maybe just a couple of little numbers on the doors and things, but yeah, I'm sure that will come in time. Right, so that's the end of the kits. So I'm going to bob these away, but we're going to continue with the coaching theme, so just give me a second. Okay, so here we are. Right, yeah, so continuing with the coaching stock. Right, these three are all ready to run. So these are 3 Peco coaches. Are these Glyn Valley, maybe, I think? But I've collected these over time, always with the intention, you know, of going into my own coaching stock livery. I think they all started life in the green or the maroon, something like that. But like I said, this was always the plan. These, if they're ready to run, so easy. These disassemble with a breath. Literally, you could blow it and it just falls apart. There's no glue involved, nothing. In fact, it's a really clever design from Peco, how they've put these coaching stock together. Everything just slots, and once it's all slotted, it all holds itself up. So the walls, things like that, all slot into the floor. They all hold the glazing inside. They're just a really clever design. Being so clever and simple, again, a bit like the kits really, an absolute breeze to work on. Came apart dead easy, sprayed up fine, went together just as easy. So same livery, so you've got 2 of your standard coaches there. Again, can't remember what classes they were, third, something like that. And then we've got the brake there. Just to add some variation with the brake, I did do the duckets in black, just to make it a little bit different, so it matches the black ends of the coaches. And then I also did keep the original white roofs, again, just to add, like, I don't know, a little bit of touch of class maybe, instead of grey, having some white roofs on top. But yeah, the ready to run market for narrow gauge these days, we're spoiled really. You know, there's so much out there. So these were all picked up, all with the intention of becoming my own fleet and livery of coaching stock for the narrow gauge line. So altogether, I mean, I've had them running around lately with the big green diesel, and it's a nice sight actually. It's a very nice sight, BR green with some blood and custard coaches, and if you put them in a nice narrow gauge arrangement, and maybe, you know, big, small, big, small, etc., you know, it does suit and it does look good. So yeah, happy with how the coaching stock has come along. I must say that this isn't the end either. I do have quite a few other narrow gauge projects that's in the pipeline, and that will be shown in due course. Some more coaching stock, only a few, don't need millions, but there will be some more to come, so keep an eye out for that. Right, so that's the passenger coaching stock. We've got a couple more ready to run items to show you, which is kind of down an engineer's theme, and then we'll call that a day for this video. So I'll just pop these away and show you these last items. Right, and here they are. So like I say, a bit more of a, you know, work train engineers kind of like theme for these last couple of items. So still on the coaching theme, we have a Peco bug box. So, you know, the bug box is famous, aren't they, narrow gauge items of rolling stock from the Festiniog. These Peco bug boxes are brilliant. I have probably, I could be into double figures of the bug boxes. I've got the Victorian set, the maroon set, a couple of the special editions for the Royals and things like that, so I bet I could be up to nearly 10 of the bug boxes. This is one of the King Charles coronation ones, but it was always intended to go into, you know, a workman's coach. Again, like the Glyn Valley coaches, comes apart dead easy, brilliant to work on, reassembled just as easy as well. Workman's flavour, yellow with some wasp stripes, windows blanked out inside with just some white plastic card. I retained the black ends on this one, and added a grey roof. Obviously being an engineer's, it got a heavy dose of weathering. So that was the workman's coach, and then for the workman's train we need some kind of little mess wagon, don't we? Again, not sure on the origin of the railway that this is from. It is the wagon with the slightly curved ends, but I wasn't too bothered on the wagon really. Again, disassembled, resprayed into just a plain red oxide, ironwork picked out in black, simple number on the side and weathered. So yeah, dead easy, created a nice mucky engineer's train. And actually when you put it together with the other items that I've shown you, so if we get the brake, things like that, and then maybe the shunter as well. We have a nice dirty engineer's train for the narrow gauge railway. So yeah, they're the last items that I wanted to show you. Just an insight really to my 009 adventure that has begun. Like I say, I'm really enjoying it. The amount of things out there, you know, kits ready to run, things like that, it's almost rude not to be into this kind of thing. You know, these days I've always had an interest, but it has just slowly grown with time, and like I said, I'm not done yet. So I hope you liked, you know, a quick insight there to all the work I've been carrying out lately and my newfangled narrow gauge love. But as always, any comments, things like that, please do drop down there, and I will give them a read. And just because, I'll finish off with the big beastie Bobo. Right, I'll see you all in the next video with whatever I can conjure up. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.